Hello, my fellow James Bond fans. How are you? This is Alan, and I just wanted to make a quick video acknowledging the passing of my favorite Bond girl from the James Bond film franchise, and that is Claudine Auger, or maybe it's pronounced Auger. It's spelled like Auger, A-U-G-E-R, but being that she was a French woman, I think the correct pronunciation is Auger. I could be wrong, but I will pronounce her last name here as Auger. Claudine Auger, who is best known for playing the Bond girl Domino in the James Bond movie Thunderball from 1965, starring Sean Connery as 007. And if you know my channel, you know that I'm a huge James Bond fan. I've reviewed all of the James Bond movies on my channel. And if you also know my channel pretty well, you may also know that Thunderball is my personal favorite James Bond movie. Even though some Bond fans I know think I'm totally out of my mind liking Thunderball the best of all the Bond movies, but damn it, I love Thunderball the best. It has my favorite James Bond in it, Sean Connery. It has my favorite villain in it, Largo. It has my favorite set of Bond girls, 4 of them. All 4 Bond girls are wonderful. I do love all the underwater action in the film, even though some people criticize the underwater action as boring. I don't find it boring at all. And, Thunderball is my favorite James Bond movie, and that's that. As I said, Thunderball also appeals to me because it has my favorite Bond girls in it, and there's 4 of them in the movie. All lovely ladies, all very talented actresses. But if I had to pick my #1 favorite Bond girl of all time, it's Claudine Auger as Domino. I've always had a crush, a major crush on Claudine Auger since I first saw Thunderball when I was a teenager, I think. She's just the most stunningly beautiful Bond girl I have ever seen in the entire series. I mean, a statuesque brunette beauty from France, and it doesn't hurt that in Thunderball, I mean, yeah, being that it's the aquatic James Bond adventure, I mean, yes, Domino, she wears a bikini quite a bit in the movie, although we also see her in a very pretty party dress for the party scene later on in the film. There's a couple of scenes where she's wearing a pretty dress, but she was just stunningly beautiful. I have never seen a Bond girl more beautiful than Claudine, even though there are many beautiful Bond girls, of course, but Claudine has always been my favorite. And I also have to give Claudine Auger and her character of Domino credit that I think she is either the only Bond girl or one of the only Bond girls to have ever actually saved James Bond's life. Because when we get to that climax of Thunderball and, you know, Bond is having his slug-out fisticuffs fight with the villain Largo, and, you know, Bond, he may be James Bond, but, you know, sometimes Bond needs a little help from his friends to survive the adventure. And there's a point when Largo gets the upper hand, and he's about to shoot Bond. Bond's probably thinking to himself, oh shit, I guess this is it. And then Domino sneaks up behind Largo with a spear gun and spears him right in the back. And Largo, shocked, falls dead, and Domino says, I'm glad I killed him. And Bond responds, you're glad. Yes, she saved Bond's life, and thank God she did. Very talented actress besides. I also enjoyed her performance, her acting chops in Thunderball, and I think she held her own very well against Sean Connery in this film. I admit that Thunderball is the only movie that I've seen Claudine Auger in, but it has to be said that Claudine Auger definitely went on to make more movies. She continued to act very consistently in films from 1966 straight through to 1995. I guess it was 1995 when she retired from acting, but she lived a long life. She was 78 when she passed away. Sadly, Claudine is now the second Bond girl from Thunderball to have died, because a couple of years ago, sadly, we lost Molly Peters, who played the nurse Patricia that Bond meets and has a dalliance with at the health clinic. Interesting enough, Molly Peters was also 78 years old when she passed away. But yeah, we lost Molly Peters a couple of years ago, and now Claudine Auger has passed on. You know, of course, I'm heartbroken at the loss of Claudine Auger. She is my favorite Bond girl. She will always be my favorite Bond girl. Stunningly beautiful woman she was, and a fine actress besides. Let's not forget that. And, yeah, I will miss her. No, I didn't know her personally. I'm not trying to make it sound like I knew her personally, but as a fan, okay? Simply as a fan, I will miss her. I will miss her very, very much. So, Claudine Auger, rest in peace. You will always be my favorite Bond girl. Rest in peace, Domino. Rest in peace, Claudine Auger. And please say hello to Molly for us. We miss her too. Thanks, you guys. This is Alan, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.